Hello and welcome to the Bottle 3 tutorial. So for this one, if you look closely at the photo I've got on the screen, it looks similar to Bottle 2 or Bottle 1, except we're now going to emboss the bottle with your name or some writing of your choice. As long as it's no swearing or anything like that, we can pretty much write whatever we like. So to do this one, we're going to minimize the screen we've got at the moment, open up Autodesk Inventor, so select Autodesk Inventor 2019, Autodesk Inventor Professional 2019, open up the program, and we're going to open up your previous saved item of the Bottle 1 or Bottle 2, it doesn't matter which, but if you haven't saved either of those two, you can't do this tutorial. You need to go back and do one of those two first. Okay, so we're going to go to Open. Yours will likely be in the default location here already, so I'm going to go to Bottle 1, open that up. Okay, so there's our bottle from before, and what we're going to do now is we're going to create a work plane. So we need to have something to draw on, a surface to draw on, our sort of 2D mode, but we can't have it in the normal location, so we need to tell it that we want this. So I'm going to go to, on the top banner here, we're going to go to the little drop down box under plane here, so this little arrow pointing down, click there, and then we're going to go down to offset from plane, click that one, and then we need to select a plane. So we're going to go to where it says origin on the left hand side here, going to click origin, click the little arrow next to it, little arrow next to the word origin, click there, and we're going to select YZ axis, or we could do XY plane, doesn't matter, one of those two, but we need one where it cuts through down through the bottle rather than along the top. So I'm going to go with XY plane, going to click that one, and what we want to do is change the view so we can see. So I'm going to click the orbit tool here and change the view so I can see what I'm doing. I'm actually going to move the plane off axis. So there's several ways to do this. So I could just put a number in this box, or I could actually, if I turn this tool off by right clicking, done, I could actually pull it by grabbing one of these corners here, and I need to make sure that I've gone all the way out. So if you see where I'm currently got it sat there, I'm actually partially into the model. If you can look carefully around this space here, I actually want to go further than that, so we're going to try and go further, so we're definitely all the way off the model. As long as we're off it doesn't matter. 55 should be enough unless your bottle's very thick. I'm going to click OK, which is all the tick button there. Okay, so we've got this surface here. Now it's really important that you understand that when you've done this, you have got the correct side of the plane. So there's a blue face and a sort of orange face. You need to be on the orange face. If you're drawing on the blue face, this won't work. So we need to be on the orange face. I'm going to click front there. There we go. Okay, if that bit went wrong, you can just press undo until the work plane's gone, and then redo it, pulling it the opposite direction of where you pulled it if it's given you the wrong color face from this position here. Okay, so we now want to draw on this surface here. So I've got the orbit tool currently on, so I'm just going to turn that off by right clicking and then selecting done. I now want to click on this work plane here. So if I go right along the edge, you'll see it says work plane 1. I'm going to click on work plane 1. That's a normal left click, and go over to option 2 there, create sketch. So I clicked on the corner of work, on the edge of work plane 1 there, a normal left click, and then I select create sketch. Okay, so I'm now going to draw on that surface. Let's just move it up a little bit with a hand here. There we go. Right click to turn that off. and I'm going to write on it. So I need to go to the text tool on the top banner up here, text tool. I'm going to select that one, and I'm going to draw a little box where I'd like to put some text in. I'll do about there. And when we write a text in, before you write anything, the little drop down box here on size, you want to select 6.1 or even manually type in a larger number. If you type that in afterwards, it doesn't actually change it to that size. So we want to put that in first. So 6.1, I could even go as high as 10 if I want, or higher. Let's try 10, there we go. And then we're going to type in what you'd like to type. So I'm going to go with Mr. Bartlett, like that there. And you see it's dropped down onto a second line here. So perhaps I'm going to change that back to size 6 and see if that does anything. But of course I need to write it, I need to change the size first, so take my own advice there. 6.1, then write it. There we go. And I'll move the box up a little bit there. Going to click OK. Alright, so it's drawn in there. I'm happy with the location. If you're not happy, you should be able to move it slightly. So we've got to currently got the text tool on here, so we've got to right click and turn that off. You could press escape on your keyboard, by the way, it'll do the same thing. I should be able to, there we go, grab this box here and I can move it to a different location if it's not quite where I wanted, or pull the top corner in by moving that one in that way. There we go, about center, looks good to me. Okay, so next we're going to click Finish Sketch, or the green tick here, Finish Sketch, and we now want to project that sketch onto the bottle. So I'm going to click the corner of the shape there, and this sometimes goes wrong. It can be quite difficult, so we're going to do our best with it. Going to go up to Emboss on the top banner up here, Emboss. Okay, it says it has no volume. Right, you shouldn't need to do this. I'm just going to delete something. That won't be an option for you. You won't need to do that. So just going to try that again. So I'm going to go to Emboss. Now I'm going to tell it that I want to, the profile, there we go, the little arrow there, profile, I want to emboss is, hang on. Just going to cancel that, try it again. I said they do go wrong, so back to emboss. That's my profile. I would like to go the opposite direction. You see this arrow here? It's telling me, do I want to go in towards the bottle or do I want to go the other way? I want to go in towards the bottle. I'm going to change the depth to 2mm for this. Don't click wrap to face. It's a bit complicated for this. And then we just click OK and fingers crossed. Takes a moment to do. There we go, we get a projected geometry on there. Now at the moment we still got our work, if I zoom out a little bit there, we still got our work plane visible, and I don't want this sort of brown box in there for my screenshots. So to turn that off, we're just going to go to, on the menu on the left hand side here, we're going to work plane 1, we're going to right click it, and then we should be able to select, there you go, visibility there. We can just turn that off, and now we can just see the bottle. Right, so you know what to do. We're going to screenshot it from our 3 different views, change the color as well if you like, screenshot it, place it into your portfolio, and then answer the questions at the bottom of the page. So to do that, if you're not sure, on the top row of the keyboard at the right end you find the button that says PRT SCRN. Tap that once, go to your portfolio. Obviously I've already done some here, so I'm just going to delete those. Right click in the middle of nowhere, paste, double click the photo, drag the black bars in to delete all the background and stuff, leaving us with just the photo. And the important for this one is going to be the 3D view, because you can see that it's embossed then, so that's a view from the side that I'll do there. We'll go into this one. I'm going to go for a 3D view. So click a corner there. Probably zoom in a bit tighter for this one so I can see the writing a bit better. Move the mouse out of the way for a second. PRT SCRN, tap it. Go back into the page, paste, double click. I'm going to crop that down to the photo there. Press enter or click off, same thing. There's my 3D view one. And then obviously I can do a view from above. And don't forget, you need to do the name 3 tools that you've used or answer any question that's at the bottom of the page. These change depending on what group you're in. Okay, right, thank you very much. Well done.